cups, but I'm sure you're gonna enjoy it. There is sweet bread, there is coffee, and thank you so much for being here. As you already know, I'm actually wanna make it a little bit different. I wanna pass the mic to my organizers and help me to. Nelson, can you explain what 1 million cups is?
Sure, there's a notion that if you spend 10,000 hours in something, you become an expert in that topic in particular. But in 1 million cups, the idea is that if you share 1 million cups of coffee with community, you really build a strong community. So that's 1 million cups. It's sharing a cup of coffee every single Wednesday with an entrepreneur of your community and finding that common unity, that community in the things that you talk about and the things that you think. So this is what we do every Wednesday. We get together, we share coffee, and we share stories.
Well, you want to also introduce yourself?
Sure, Nelson Amaro, Director of Marketing and Communications at the Brownsville Community Improvement Corporation, also known as BCAC.
Now I want to pass it on to one of our OGs, Armando. You want to introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, my name is Armando. I am the Director of Memberships and Events for the RGB Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Thank you so much for having me.
And then, wait, I have a question for you. So, can you explain what 1 million cups is? So what do we do here every single Wednesday?
It's a community of business owners and leaders gathering, sharing ideas over a cup of coffee, learning from each other, whether it's experiences, knowledge. There's always something new to learn here at 1 million cups.
Awesome, thank you. And then one more question for Idania Crespo. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, my name is Idania Crespo. I'm a student assistant at the Entrepreneurship and Commercialization Center.
Y Dania tiene una slide en la presentación que le encanta, que es, ¿nos puedes decir qué región somos de 1 million cups?
So we're the newest 1 million cups in the Southwest region.
Esa fue la pregunta que me dije, Dania, por favor hazme porque me gusta presentar esa presentación. Por cierto, vamos a estar haciendo esta presentación en inglés y en español. Si en algún punto la audiencia nos quisiera preguntar algo o quisiera agregar algo, por favor siéntense cómodos. Esta es la comida de Thanksgiving, así que siéntense cómodos, por favor. Ahora sí, para el que quiera, whoever wants to take the question, what made you want to become, or maybe it fell just on your lap, but what made you become a 1MC organizer?
You want to start?
In my case, it fell on my lap. But yo lo vi mucho como una oportunidad para experimentar, intentar cosas nuevas. Me encanta a mí expresar ideas, compartir cosas. Y para mí era una plataforma que me sacaba de mi área de confort y logré conocer gente, aprender de otros personas más experimentadas que yo. Y para mí ese es el gran beneficio y la razón por la que acepté la responsabilidad, como dice Spider-Man por ahí. Entonces, pues sí.
What about you, Nelson?
It was my third day here at the job. We used to be able to go in through the door at the side. And I walk in, and Julie was here actually. Switch mic, but it's not recording. Okay. Can we do that?
Let's we'll continue with this one. Can you guys hear us right? You guys are good? No. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Appreciate it. Somos tres. Si alcanzamos. Okay,
so we're walking in Wednesday, and we used to go through the door on the side. And Julie, one of the OGs also, she's like, "Where are you?" And I'm like, "I work here." And she's like, "Oh, welcome. Just join us for the event." I didn't know what's going on, right? So we used to do it on Valle and the room in the back. So I walk in and I see all these people sitting down, drinking coffee and listening to someone who I think was Steve Perez. Steve has been maybe the most frequent 1 million cups presenter, which is really cool because every time he presents, he has a different project to present, which is really amazing because he receives the feedback from the community and he pivots and creates new things. So that's how I become involved with it. And then Linda was like, "Who are you?" And I was like, "Hey, I work here, I'm Nelson." So I started getting involved with the community. At that time, the organizer was Berta. Maybe you know Berta, Lance. And yeah, I just started like helping promote it, make it more consistent, make it more something that you will look forward to, so we can grow the community, the people that go attend to the events. And that's how I ended up being an organizer. And just a little piece here for y'all listening online and also listening in person. Anyone can be a 1 million cups organizer. So anyone can volunteer to be an organizer. If you want to help us bring in more people, if you want to help us bring in more speakers, you can join the family and the team.
Actually,
Walk us through a day of your typical workday.
I don't fully work full time in one because, of course, I'm an economic developer with BCAC. So every morning I check the comments, I check the online interactions that we had on all the social networks that we have. So we have at least 23 channels that we distribute our messages on. So that's the first thing I do, check the performance of the previous day, and then create campaigns for the next period, I would say. But I'll leave that for a presentation that's about BCAC. This one is about women incomes, so I don't want to hijack this presentation with the whole thing.
I mean, it kind of goes back to it as well. So, I actually have a question for you, Dani. Quiero que regreses a ese primer día que experimentaste Únicos, que fue tu primera visión. ¿Cuáles fueron tus primeros pensamientos del programa? ¿Cuál fue tu experiencia? ¿Qué sentiste? ¿Qué pasó por tu mente?
Bueno, pues más o menos me pasó como no fue algo que buscáramos, sino que pues, era un programa que estaba siendo pues, impartido aquí y pues trabajamos en el centro. Entonces recuerdo que cuando recién empezó, pues yo estaba encargada de hacer el setup, todo lo que era de el live stream y todo eso obviamente no era como es ahorita. Recuerdo que la primera vez que fue el primer momento, que fue en febrero del 2023, sí fue como que fue algo diferente, ya que yo nunca había estado en una presentación donde un emprendedor viniera a contar su historia. Obviamente había sido parte de los pitches, pero obviamente como Startup Texas es completamente diferente a lo que va a venir a ustedes. Entonces, el estar ahí, conocer al emprendedor, conocer su historia, porque comenzó, que me inspira, pues creo que fue algo que me fue inspirando desde que día con día.
Now, I have a question for Armando. So, like I said, I think the common pattern within most of us is that we kind of just, it happened. It was something organically. When Makeups kind of fell into our laps, so we're like, okay, let's run with it, let's see with it. And I can speak personally, and I'm sure I speak for the rest of the organizers as well. It was something that it kind of changes you a little bit. It's a really nice program. It's a really, for me, it's like it's something that really opened my eyes to a different perspective in community and how, in this case, English and the resource that we have can help the community as well. But I want to still touch bases on that. So, like I said, fill in your lab, you have to organize it, and they tell you have to bring 2 speakers every single Wednesday. What happened to your mind? What just went through your mind?
I was excited because I like talking to people, just generally speaking. I like visiting the farmers market, the markets on Friday. I was very aware of the people we work with in the conference. So that's where my mind went. The people that I've met, that I know has a great story, something that I've learned from, and that I thought would be great to platform and program and showcase those amazing stories. So that's where my mind went, just giving a platform to those people that I've met who have a great story that I've learned from, and that I think at the time would have benefited from knowing about it.
You want to touch on that as well?
There was a moment in which every Kaufman graduate, I told them, hey, in order to fully graduate, you have to present a woman because I say that jokingly, and they took it very seriously, that they were super nervous, like, oh my god, I'll have to present in front of them. So yeah, and this is part of the journey as an entrepreneur. If you're learning about something and then you solidify the idea, then you have to have a platform to show to people. And it's always friends, fools, and family, which are your first customers. And this is a great way to get more friends, to get more fools to try out the product until you refine it enough so it can go to market and become your star seller or your star product.
Okay. Now I want to touch kind of base on, okay, now you're an organizer, you've been doing it for a while, and I can speak for myself. There is one presentation, and I'm excited because there's going to be more presentations coming. I'm going to have more speakers, we're going to have more people from the community coming up. But as for now, whenever I think of Women Cups and whenever I bring this up to a new person who doesn't know about the program, one specific person comes to mind. Like one presenter, one day, one Women Cups kind of comes to me. Is there a specific time or a specific speaker, a specific moment that you were like, oh, I remember this one, like this one will stick in the back of my right.
So last year, we pitched to Linda the idea of having weekly events for Global University. I created, some of the other students also helped create it. But on Wednesday of that week, we did something called Arts and Coffee. And we invited different local resources and from the region that support the artist landscape here for the valley. And I was super excited because we brought in like 70 people, a lot of them were artists. We had banner booths, we had resource partners that helped our arts community by providing cohort-based programming for groups of artists. And I was very excited because to me, my background is visual communications and being able to link the 1 million clubs to business development and arts to me was incredible. And those are the things that I take away as my favorite session that we did. That was pretty crazy, but that session specifically is probably my favorite. We also did a veterans event, and I remember because we brought in 50 people, but those 50 people were all veterans. So we were bringing in specific people for specific events within 1 year. Just was special events. That's the kind of people we do.
Danny, you want to answer the favorite sessions?
I don't know if my favorite, but definitely one to remember. The first anniversary of 1 million cups was called 1 million cups and cupcakes. So we brought cupcakes for everyone here, right? So that's one to remember. Last week's Norma Sepulveda major audience story was great. She understood the assignment, took us through a journey with her story. So that's a good one I remember as well. And lastly, because I'm biased, because I was the one that invited him, my Taekwondo professor, Master Shin, Jusan Shin. He practiced all week. He had script. He was very nervous. He was outside park in the front of the building at 6 a.m. because he was reading straight. So that was one that really have close to my heart.
I think that one sticks out to me as well. The way, I mean, it feels so prepared for it. I think sometimes the speaker so that comes, when can I do it? It was so structured. He has his speech, he had everything rehearsed. And I remember so specifically, they said, I've been in Las Vegas, I've been in New York, and Brownsville, where my heart is. This is where the people feel the warmest. And that was one of my most cool things. For me, I remember prior to starting my job here, so like a little backstory, I mommy was also on my lap when I started working here. And prior to that, I loved going to the farmer's market, and I met this one lady, she sells pupusas. And she told me her story. I was like, it's great, it's amazing. And then a little bit after I started the job, and when they started asking me, hey, you need to start looking for speakers, I was like, her. I need to have her. I don't know how, I don't know when, I just need to know that I need to bring her. We met with her. She was kind of nervous for the presentation. She didn't know how to do a slideshow. We kind of assisted her with that a little bit. And then she presented. And she told us about her culture. She told us about her journey as an actor. She had these big dreams. She told us about the resources she's taken from here. She told us about her journey, her career, her passions. She told us some poetry. For me, was like, it was honestly one of those moments that I'm like, this person needs to be heard. And I'm so glad that we have a platform for that person to be heard. For me, that's the one that was like sticks in the back of my mind. And then also, like I said, I love having the moment in lemonade. That was really fun to have little kids present their lemonade stands. Last week's with the mayors was for me like a milestone. I was like, yeah, this is really good. Ilana, do you have one? Okay.
Bueno, para mí lo personal, mis 1 Million Cups favoritos son los que son con temática. Tuvimos el año pasado, que fue 1 Million Tacos, que fue en celebración del 4 de julio. Tuvimos 1 Million Trees.
1
Million Trees, que fue por Halloween. 2 Million Cups, pero también en específico la presentación de la señora Silvia, la señora de las pupusas, como dice Daniel, cuando ella empieza a contar cómo e-bridge y todos los centros de aquí la han ayudado, pues creo que nos da, o sea, nos recuerda por qué hacemos las cosas y es para ayudar a todos los emprendedores. Entonces sí, yo creo que la historia de la señora Silvia sí fue de mis favoritas.
So now that we touch back into this, I wanted to ask you guys, so I know there's a couple other programs in the region where it's like there's a platform for people to come and speak. What do you think is the one thing that makes Flamingos different, other than obviously being a national recognized program, but other than the obvious things? What do you think it makes this program different? Or maybe like even from other programs you've seen, or other chapters of the same program you've seen with us. What do you think is the one difference? Go for it.
I think it's the format. Some other business networking pitch and reunions, you talk about their business and they try to sell you a product or sell you a service. And this one, that's like the last part. This one is, hey, this is my journey, this is what I learned, this is what you can learn from my journey, so you don't make the same mistakes as I did, or you learn from the things that I did right, so you can do it too. And it's a lot about sharing, it's all about not gatekeeping, which is amazing for a community, especially because community is about building together. So when you don't gatekeep that information, when you share it, it's a great way to grow your idea and the ideas of more people by sharing what you know and what you have, where you have failed.
Just to build on that, I think in my case, whenever I pitched the idea of when it comes to prospect speakers, I would tell them the event is very passionate. So I didn't want to put pressure on them, and it's all about building a community, treat it as a conversation. And to me, that's, as Nelson said, it's one of the biggest differences. It's not just about networking or presenting or having a structure, but it's about building something that lasts. At the end of the day, I can sit down with a lot of you and have an honest conversation. I can talk about anything. I feel like I'm friends or colleagues with a lot of you. And for me, a lot of like networking events, now in Yonder Valley, you can see how other groups manage their communities. This is something that's very different. It's very casual. There's not a lot of pressure. You do end up becoming friends with a lot of these people. Sometimes you invite your business or your friends to talk because you know they have a story. And you want them to connect you to the community that you're a part of. So I think that's just one of the big differences that I see on this side of the fence.
En el principio, bueno, hace unos meses tuve la oportunidad de ir a Women in Clubs Fast Track Summit y hablando con otros organizadores y con otras personas que hacen Women in Clubs, ahora es que en todo el país, en realidad no siempre me sentí identificado con ellos porque dice, bueno, nuestro Women in Clubs es un producto diferente. We don't pray to this, we don't pray to that. And at first I was like, why would we not? But then kind of came back to me and I was like, we kind of needed to make a difference to fit our region, our people, how we do things here. And honestly, I think that for me is the biggest difference that we have. Our Women in Clubs is so catered to our community. It's so catered to our people. It is a big, I remember, I think they mentioned, like, we had the first Spanish Women in Club. I'm like, I don't think that's right. I was like, we've been doing it in Spanish for a while now, too. It's having that option to do it in the language you feel comfortable. It's having that option to tell the story however you feel related to. I think our Women in Clubs is very clear to our communities, and for me, it's kind of our gift to them as a resource. But I also wanted to touch on if you could give one advice to a future organizer, someone who wants to join, what would that advice be? You want to start on it?
Yo creo que mi mejor consejo para cualquier persona que quiera ser organizer es que si lo van a hacer, lo hagan con el corazón, lo hagan con las ganas de ayudar a todos los emprendedores de la comunidad. Porque pues, al final nosotros no tenemos ningún beneficio de este programa, más que el beneficio que es para todos los emprendedores que se dan a conocer gracias a las plataformas. Hemos recibido muy buenos comentarios de gracias a Women in Clubs, más gente me conoció o puede conectar con esta persona con la que presenté. Entonces creo que al final de cuentas eso es lo que te motiva a seguir. Entonces sí, mi mejor consejo es que lo hagan con el corazón y que sepan que eso es para ayudar a nuestra comunidad.
I would say, don't be afraid to try new things. Move those rocks, see what new stories are from under the rocks. I think if you try new things, you keep your community engaged, whether you're experimenting with the kinds of speakers you're bringing, with the kinds of stories we're showcasing, or the themes and structures of the event. Just try new things. You don't lose anything. You might even build on the current program. So that's something I would say.
Pero ya que estuvimos hablando español, puede ser esto en español para yo escucharlo y también para que ustedes lo escuchen. Si quieres ser organizador, quieres hacer cualquier cosa que tenga que ver con construir comunidad, si se va a llevar a algo el día de hoy, quiero que sea que sepan que el costo de la comunidad es la incomodidad. Así que va a haber veces en las que para construir comunidad tienes que ir afuera, tienes que pasar calor, tienes que ir a tocar puertas para decir que no varias personas, pero tienes que recordar que, hey, esto vale la pena porque estamos construyendo una común comunidad entre todos. Entonces, una vez más, el costo de la comunidad es la incomodidad. Y una cosa más, en comunidad la adversidad se siente menos. Entonces, acuérdense de esas cosas: comunidad, adversidad, comunidad y comunidad. Son las cosas que nos ayudan a construir estas redes, que cuando tienes un problema, cuando tienes una pregunta, cuando tienes estás buscando un recurso, ya sabes a quién recurrir. Sabes que si tú te presentas en un Clubs, si tú intentas empezar un One Clubs por tu parte o un tipo de reunión de negocios, si tú construyes comunidad, quizás al principio va a ser un poco incómodo, pero después te va a ayudar a pasar todas las adversidades de mejor manera. So I'll try to translate it just real quick. The concept of community is being uncomfortable, being a little bit uncomfortable at the beginning. So yeah, just get started. You might feel out of your comfort zone. I think I'm an introvert. That's what I think. But being out there, asking people how they've been, asking people what are they reading this morning, asking people what kind of coffee do they like, might be something you won't do in a day, but you start like reaching out to people you're getting to know more and more people in your network and grow that network. That at the end, whenever you need something, whenever you need resources, whenever you're looking for an expert in a field or a topic, that will be your expert, that will be your friend, that will be your community, that will be your next client or customer. So yeah, that's my advice for anyone that's wanting to organize anything.
I think for me is, and like I said, I've only done it for 6 months, but for me it's like I separated myself from it because I'm not a public speaker, and I'm pretty sure you guys can know this up. But when I realized the importance of this program, and when I realized the impact that we're doing, and when I realized the platform that we're bringing, I kind of just disassociated, and I was like, this is not for me, this is for the greater good. This is something that I can do to put my piece of the puzzle into what you said a community is. Like, this is my job, and this is my chance to give back to the community that I feel so close. And like I said, I've been part of the Brownsville community for 12 years now, and I feel like it's my home. And it's like, it's my time to give back to these people. And another thing is just to realize, like I said, the impact that you have in the community. Like, sometimes I see people are very small, sometimes I see a big group of people, but I can assure that every time that I talk to someone afterwards, there's something like, hey, I was talking to one of our past speakers yesterday, and she was like, after the presentation, I started meeting more people, and I started getting some customers, and I started getting some recognition, and I started getting some followers. Like, she was able to be with us for the pop-up last week, and she was like, I felt like I was helped, I felt like I was seen, I felt like my story was heard. Like, and that for me was just a reassurance that I needed to say, okay, you know what, we're doing the right thing, we're doing what we need to do, and like I said, I'm putting myself in the back. Other than that, I would say just make sure that you're a people person, so everyone's going to want to talk to you. I personally love my Wednesdays because I get to have coffee, I get to inspire people, I get to talk to someone afterwards, and please come back and talk to me, blah, blah, blah. So every single Wednesday is already a highlight of my week. I do want to open the questions for the public, if anyone in the audience wants to ask myself or any of my amazing organizers something. So is there anyone that wants to ask us anything?
Before anyone asks, we're not related, we're not brothers.
You're not seeing triple, we just wear glasses. ¿Alguien tiene alguna pregunta? ¿Algún comentario también puede ser? Yes. I think we don't mind what it is. I wish I had elevator music on this time. It's like ting. We need something.
Real simple question. I love simple questions. I know Armando for quite some time, and be getting a sense of the new generations, right, Armando?
Yeah.
In the short period of time, or in the time that you have been in this program, what has changed you? Or do you think you have not changed?
For me, well, I guess we can answer a little bit.
Sorry, what was the last part?
No, to say what have changed, like being through this program, like what has changed. Like
With me?
Yes.
I think for me personally, like I said, it was like, again, I'm not someone who's a music speaker. I am someone who probably will pull from the mic as much as I can. And like I said, going through the motions of this program and seeing the results of it, it kind of for me changed me into, I want to grow the community. I want to make sure that I have some sort of part on someone else's success. Like I want to be able to help someone else. I want to be able to inspire someone else. So for me, it's like being so mindful and conscious of where I'm living like currently and how my work can affect and can help someone else as well. So for me, it was just being more conscious of my actions within like my responsibilities as an organizer.
Yeah, nice.
Sure. I think in my case is the whole idea of putting yourself out there. You know, I'm a natural introvert. Some of you might think that's not true, but I'm a natural introvert. And there's nothing wrong with being an introvert. There's 1,000% nothing wrong with being an introvert. As long as you're still growing and meeting people and engaging with your community, you can still develop those skills that an extrovert has by nature, naturally. To me, just being in programs like this and seeing people and talking to them, you realize that people are just like you. They're real people and they're going through struggles and they have experiences and they have knowledge that they have received through time. So in my case, it was just connecting with people, learning, seeing that people are not anything out of the ordinary, relating to them, hearing from them, and just being more open to those experiences and people and circumstances. To me, that's what changed me. As I said, you know, I am a natural introvert. I'm pretty okay with just being by myself, sitting in a chair. 1,000%, I'm not as comfortable with that. But and there's nothing wrong with it. Just keep growing, keep experiencing, keep meeting people, keep doing things.
I think nothing has changed in me that I noticed, right? I believe that if you want to be in this line of work, in economic development, that's what we do, you have to be this kind of person, like a certain kind of person. You have to be willing to put yourself last, as Daniel was saying, and know that every time you wake up and go to work, you're making someone's life better. Not a lot of jobs can say that. Of course, some of them, like doctors and people that work in the health industry, are making everyone's life better by working. But in this one in particular, you get to affect that business like directly. You get to affect that person's dream directly because you give them resources. And if you are not willing to share, if you're not into that, hey, I'm here to share everything I know and everything I have with everyone, there's no way you can change. You have to have that in you already. You have to be seated in you already. So yeah, I think this is something that I've done for the past 15 years, and being here, instead of doing one-to-one as I used to do it, here I get a chance to do it one to many people at the same time, like right now, which is a great opportunity. So if, as Daniel said, you're not a people person, or you're not willing to help your community, maybe this is not the place. You won't change. But if there's like just a tiny drop of that in you, then come to this kind of events and let it grow in you.
Do we have any other questions?
Steve has a question.
One more comment.
Yes.
Yes, I hardly know the three of you, but Danny and Armando have seen dramatic changes in you, positive changes.
Oh, thank you.
So thank you.
I appreciate it. It means a lot, and I'm sure Armando.
Thank you.
Thumbs up. I'll translate that.
Double
Please
thumbs
thumbs up. Steve. Oh, yes.
I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. So I just had a, going forward in the future and using last week's example, we saw that it drew like 80 plus attendance.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any plans to maybe bring a speaker which draws that type of audience, and then the secondary entrepreneur can write those coattail? It's just,
No, and thank you, and it's really appreciated. One thing, and I think Idania can also attest for that. And like I said, I want to pass the mic to you guys as well, because obviously, by the way, this amazing team of people are very knowledgeable when it comes to marketing. And they're honestly, I like when I took the job, I still talk to them and I'm like, hey, can you please help with this? But the one thing that we do is, so we started making some changes in our social media where we collaborated with every single one of our speakers. So sometimes we're bringing people that have a big following, that has a big audience, so that way we get awareness from them. But then at the same time, we also invite the next person who's a small business. We actually, the topic or the theme for the last bubble that we had, it was up and coming entrepreneurs. So some of these people haven't had a business for maybe 2 months. Some of these people were there for years now. So I wanted to make sure I had that kind of mix between the newness, the people who are more seasoned, the people that are already following. I wanted to make sure that I have those two so that way one can help each other as well. So it's not just us, but we say please follow us. Trust me, it's not for us. You probably won't see any pictures of us on Instagram, but it's just so that your follow, your visibility, your like, your comment, your interaction with that post is going to help the next person be found. It's going to help the next person be interacted with. It's going to drive the next customer for that person. So us growing our community grows their outcome to be seen as well. Do you guys want to add to that?
Sure. In my experience organizing events, big names as the major, which most likely is the biggest name in the city, right?
Yeah.
Don't draw big crowds. We had 2 majors, so we had to draw from the staff of their city, economic development of their city, economic development of this one, some city staff. So it's something that naturally is going to happen. Are these people here right now? They're not. So it doesn't matter if a big name is here, if we're going to draw any people that might be inspired by them. Which is the great thing is that we get to live stream, we get to record it, and we get to share it.
Thanks to Steve, by the way. Steve, thank you so much, but I just want to, I'm sorry I interrupted you, but I do want to add a little bit, Steve is one actually the people that I think you're probably one of the first people I talked to when I walked into Rich. And when he realized that I was organizing, he was like, you need to live stream. And I was like, yeah, we're going to live stream, we'll get to that. This weekend I get set on my desk and then we'll go back. So I think he was like, hey, you need to live stream. And then I think it was you who put it into perspective and said, there are people who are unable to walk into the building, get their cup of coffee, and I'm so glad to see you guys here. But there are people that are unable to do so, and if we can raise that awareness on the live, that's when we're like, okay, cool. And then I was very gracious that my director in Alpha believed in our vision and she helped us with equipment, so thank you, Ms. Luna. So yes, thanks to Steve, actually, we got our live stream set up and good to go. But I do want to give a chance to Armando to kind of touch on the last question.
Let me just add a little bit to it.
I offered UTRTV to buy software to multi-stream, so we won't only be streaming to YouTube, we're going to share that stream on multiple platforms, so that way our audience ranking that can be larger. And again, big names don't draw big audiences for the long run. If we wanted to do something like that, we need like Taylor Swift, like a mega name to bring more people.
Yeah, then you already emailed her, don't worry. She's going to answer.
But yeah, we're planning on expanding the way we're reaching out the audiences that kind of come in the morning. And that's the way we're going to make it larger.
And just to build a little on what Nelson said, it's not necessarily the big names. Now that I've worked with Chamber, I can see whenever I'm doing a training workshop or a big event, I know that it's not just me, but it's also the structure of the event. I tell people, when I do marketing lessons, I tell people, it doesn't matter if you go viral, you don't have structure to capitalize on it. So you need the structure, you need the foundation, you need the marketing, you need to have people's trust. It's not just the big thing, it's the big thing and everything else that kind of hits the momentum going.
You don't race as high as your goals, you fall as low as your systems. So have a great system in place.
And I think another thing that I like about the duality and having so many types of speakers as well is like you might have a small crowd, but the crowd that is coming is because we want to hear from that specific person, that specific topic. I'm pretty sure you guys saw the flyers and you picked one and you're like, this one, I want to go this way because this person is going. So I am a true believer that the people that are here to see a specific speaker or a specific program It's not just because they're part of the community, or it might not be just a one-off, but it's also because that one person wants to be inspired by this other person. So I mean, I'm okay with big crowds and small crowd. I'm appreciative of what we got, but again, we are working on getting ourselves more out there. So please follow us on Instagram. Yes, we have another question over there.
Hola.
Buenos días.
Buenos días. Yo nada más les quiero dar las gracias porque creo que han creado un espacio donde muchas personas que están emprendiendo tienen un lugar seguro para venir a hacer sus preguntas, para conocer personas y pues para poder reflejarse en los otros negocios, inspirarse. Entonces creo que es un muy buen espacio para hacer eso. Ya como decía, yo estoy por el departamento de gobierno, al igual que mi compañero Rubén. Y antes de empezar a ir los miércoles, la verdad es que no teníamos, apenas habíamos empezado a trabajar y no teníamos como mucha idea de todos los diferentes programas y eventos que hacen. Pues nada más los quiero felicitar porque sé que es mucho trabajo. Cada miércoles hay un proceso que a lo mejor la gente no ve, pero es muy extenso. Entonces, pues nada más les agradezco a ustedes por crear este espacio, por inspirar y porque mucha gente dice, quiero ver un cambio, pero espera que alguien más lo haga. Y ustedes hacen como parte de ese cambio, lo hacen ustedes a través de sus eventos. Entonces, pues felicidades.
Gracias.
Gracias.
Thank you so much. That's really kind. I will say that I think the one thing in common between these four people, and I do want to mention though, we invited more organizers. We are not the only people who was organized or presented only because we have other group of people that came, at least before me, some before you guys. And I do want to say that they wanted to be here, they weren't able to. So we had Ms. Grace with you, we had Berta Dance, so they were able to be here. I know the AC team, Ms. Lina Hoffman, William Quiroga. William Quiroga, he also will be people. So I'm pretty sure, and I want to just move along to this so we don't bore you guys to death. I do want to end this session with, I know it's Thanksgiving, and I know it's a tradition. Yes, we have one more question? Okay, sorry.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Good morning, Manito. And do you have, because I saw there's like a signage sheet over there at the front. When it comes to night, because like you, I would want to fill it up. Like see a lot more people, I know how much of an impact this has on individuals who want to start their own business.
Yes.
And so it's admirable. Like in churches, sometimes they send out a text, sometimes they give a call, just a constant reminder of, hey, I'm looking forward to seeing you today. Hey, I'm looking forward to. Do you have like a list that maybe like you would follow with everybody that maybe has shown up and said and signed it?
This, give me 1 second though.
I support your idea.
Well, you can keep on supporting because actually that was my ending. But I'll go back to my slides. I remember, sorry, I can't see the screen myself, but at the end I'm going to give in Spanish it's called canal de difusión, so it's going to be a text, a diffusion
Broadcasting
channel, there you go. But we just launched it last Friday, and we're going to be able to actually text you guys to have that and continue your So thank you for reading my mind. I took notes. Nelson looked at me like that way because he's been trying to get me to that. I am working towards it. But yeah, we're going to start working a little more my commitment for next year, even though we're not in the New Year's session, but my commitment to next year is to be a little more mindful of that advertisement. Like I want to be able to reach to you guys personally, not just on social media, because I know that posts can get lost, emails can get lost. So we're gonna try a couple things. So you're gonna hear from us shortly. Please don't block us after a while. I promise it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna worth your while. But yeah, that's something definitely we can do.
And this is not a WhatsApp group. Like you won't be able to chat back and forth, right?
No, you're not gonna be able to watch. No, I think you can like that. You can say like, hey, I like that. But no, it's not gonna be for sales. It's not gonna be for promotions. It's just gonna be for strictly things happening at English, things happening with university, network opportunities, women and girls opportunities. This channel is just gonna be strictly for just opportunities for you guys for training sessions, women and cubs, whatever comes our way. So yes, we are working on it and I appreciate it. I've heard it, trust me, I've heard it. Do we have any other questions, guys? Anyone else have any comments, concerns? They're greatly appreciated. So, okay, without further ado, like I said, I do want to end this note on.
Wait.
Yes, go for it.
Gracias. Toda la mañana estuve, bueno,
Sí, claro.
los últimos 20 minutos estuve pensando qué sería mi contribución en esto que voy a decir.
Okay.
Y Julio pasaba con el micrófono y yo decía, no, bueno, a veces es importante escuchar cosas incómodas. No digo eso, pero
Por ahí va.
Sí, claro.
algo que yo he visto mucho, yo vengo mucho aquí, en el pueblo, tengo más de un año, pero muchos emprendedores o personas que tienen negocio, o como yo, o como muchos de ustedes están en su lugar de trabajo. Tú como tienes que venir aquí a estar hasta las 5 de la tarde, pero mucha gente estamos trabajando, tenemos un negocio afuera, y muchos de mis personas que yo he invitado aquí vienen y me dicen, es que voy a perder 3 horas. O sea, como por aquí quiero ir a nada. O sea, pero yo le digo, pues es que no es nada. Realmente estás invirtiendo en tu mente, en tu capacidad de aprender de los demás, en descubrir algo. Nunca sabes qué va a pasar. Nunca sé qué va a pasar el próximo miércoles. O sea, qué va a pasar hoy, ¿verdad? Pero para mí ha sido muy importante este tipo de eventos. Porque aunque vengan nada más a tomar un café y platicar con alguien o conocer gente que no conocen aquí, pues todavía no conozco, pero eventualmente se hace una comunidad y tienes que venir y otra vez, y otra vez, y otra vez, y otra vez, y a lo mejor vas a venir 10 veces y no te vas a hacer nada. Pero va a llegar un día en que una persona con algo que llega ahí parado te puede inspirar, puedes entender, puedes compartir los mismos sentimientos de esa persona. Aquí hemos visto personas llorar. Y hemos visto personas súper nerviosas y hemos visto personas excelentes comunicadores, ¿verdad? Y todo eso suma a que todos nos llevemos algo, no nada más la taza de café, obviamente, ¿verdad? Entonces, pues sí, qué padre que esté este evento. Y la gente que es la primera vez o las 5 veces que vienen, sigan viniendo. Un día se va a dar una sorpresa. Y ese día va a valer la pena todas las horas que perdimos de no estar trabajando para por estar aquí sentados. Gracias. Invirtieron.
No, de hecho, me da mucho gusto porque es claro. De hecho, por cierto, quiero decir, el señor Solís ha sido un gran colaborador del increíble de la causa. Muchos cafecitos que hemos tomado son gracias al señor Solís. Muchas gracias. Que por cierto, otra cosa que quería agregar nada más a contar. El café, de hecho, es traído por colaboradores, por personas que creen en la causa, por personas que nos apoyan, por personas que ven la visión del programa. Entonces, de verdad, y también por obviamente otros programas que tenemos como ICDC, otras corporaciones, pero también vienen de small business que dicen, ¿sabes qué? Yo quiero poner mi granito de arena, quiero poner mi arrocito. Entonces, de verdad, muchas gracias. Y, por ejemplo, ahorita veo a señor Solís y otros colaboradores que nos han ayudado, pero thank you so much. Thank you for every single person that has brought that coffee. We appreciate it. Pero hay una vez me recuerdo un momento que alguien me dijo, ¿sabes qué? Tengo un chorro que no encuentro este empaque en específico, me salió súper caro, es que le dije, espera un momentito, vi al señor Solís de fuera y dije, tengo que hablar contigo, tengo que conectarte a ti y a ti, por favor, háblense, sean amigos. Entonces, para mí es una opción, como dices tú, creo que a veces te inviertas un minuto, una hora, tratamos a veces alargar el programa un tantito para que todos puedan venir, todos puedan escuchar un poquito, pero de verdad sí veo yo eso, digo, sembrar semillitas en las personas, conectar a las personas con las que tenemos que conectar. Y de verdad yo siento que si no te vas al menos con un amigo, en un miércoles es porque de verdad no hablaste con nadie. Pero aquí cualquier persona que te voltees a la derecha o a la izquierda va a querer hablar contigo. Entonces de verdad, muchas gracias por los comentarios. Recuerdo una vez me dijiste tu feedback que decía, lo que estoy haciendo, pero de verdad es bueno y lo veo de la manera que dices tú, porque de verdad te interesas por el programa, ves los beneficios y de verdad quiero que sepan que tomamos sus comentarios y los modificamos como podamos hacer. Yes.
Última pregunta, ¿cuál ha sido su momento más chistoso? Por ejemplo, me acuerdo que Nelson una vez estaba aquí y faltó el presentador y no sé si Berta o Armando dijo, ¿tú vas a ser el presentador de hoy? Momentos chistosos.
Bloopers, ¿qué decirlo? Sí.
Porque tú eres bien chistoso.
Y Daniela, que
Porque te
platica esa Nelson, la de cuando te aventaron así de...
Bueno, pues yo aparte de trabajar aquí tengo un negocio de stickers en línea, entonces...
Eso.
No me acuerdo si no no he actualizado mis cuentas de redes sociales como en 2 años, pero si quieren buscarme en Instagram, Propagandastic, es el nombre de Propagandastic. Bueno, sí, no es speaker, ¿verdad? No sé si cancelaron, nada más no vinieron, llegaron tarde, algo pasó. Y pues dije, ¿quién tiene negocio aquí? Y sí confirmaron que eso también pasa.
Confirmaron, no vinieron.
Entonces, pues ya, y en la audiencia me parece que estaba Paola Brown. Paola Brown está en una emprendedora local, ella tiene múltiples tiendas en Etsy, vende muy bien en internet. Y una vez que yo compartí mi historia, ella desde la audiencia también puso sus 2 cents, puso su aportación. Entonces, ese tipo de cosas que suceden aquí, que solamente estando aquí vas a poder aprender y experimentar. Y como dijo Solís, pues sí, a veces pasas 1 hora, quizás 45 minutos de esta sesión, quizás no era para mí porque pues, yo no quiero vender stickers en línea, yo quiero vender en línea. Pero, una vez más, el costo de la comunidad es la incomodidad, quizás incómodo unos 45 minutos, pero al final puedes platicar con alguien y ese alguien te puede compartir algo muy útil para tu empresa, tu proyecto o tu idea. Entonces, pues sí, ese sería quizás uno de los momentos chistosos de Morning Cups. No me viene otro de la mente, no sé si ustedes...
Nada, lo único que recuerdo es una vez tuvimos un speaker, no voy a decir nombres, pero alargó el programa como media hora y durante toda la sesión estuve recibiendo mensajes de diferentes personas del edificio diciendo ¿qué onda? O sea, gente que nunca había, gente que no sabía que tenía mi número de teléfono diciendo ¿qué onda? Ya se va a acabar. Y yo no, y me paraba ahí atrás con la esposa del señor haciéndole señas. El señor le valió y siguió hablando. Se prolongó media hora, él tenía invitados especiales, estaba el noticiero, estaba afuera esperando lo que acababa. Y pues sí, no recuerdo que resalta mucho, no voy a decir nombres, no voy a decir nombres.
Bueno, ¿qué pasó? Porque obviamente cada vez que haces la presentación es como que, ¿qué hacemos? Todo eso. Y luego hay una parte de la presentación que dice, llevamos tantas tazas de café tomadas, pero no había café ese día. No llegaba la gente, digo, claro que cada mañana que es aquí, cada miércoles es un estrés que dijimos en este café, y si no viene, güey, digo, en mi cabeza vengo manejando y vengo con todo eso, pero ese día se me hizo realidad, y dije, va a llegar el café después, les dije, va a haber agüita, hay coca hacia enfrente, tiene cafeína también, te vas a levantar, pero creo que eso es lo más que como les digo, que tazas de café son tazas de café. Pero bueno, sí hubo,
Tengo otra pregunta por aquí. Ya veo el micrófono.
Ya, muy close.
Sé que en cada Morning Hubs ustedes hacen una pregunta a los presentadores, ¿qué es lo que podemos hacer con ustedes? Entonces, ¿qué comunidad podemos hacer para Morning Hubs? Para el programa en sí, ¿cómo podemos apoyarlos a crecerlos? ¿O cómo les podemos ayudar a ustedes individualmente?
Ok, yo creo que la mejor forma de apoyar a Movimientos es obviamente viniendo a apoyar el programa y también creo que recomendando a otros emprendedores para que otros emprendedores conozcan la plataforma y que vean las formas en las que ellos se pueden beneficiar de venir a presentar Movimientos, ya sea a lo mejor un follower más o un comprador más, una colaboración. Entonces, sí, creo que de esa manera la comunidad puede apoyar.
Pues si te apoyan nuestras nociones, pero los distraídos porque Julio no está direcciones de atrás. Bueno,
¿Qué pasó?
Bueno. Creo que para in Spanish, okay. So I think for me, the one thing that you can assist us with is just spread the word. Like invite the next person. If you have a friend who's free at 9 in the morning on a Wednesday, bring him with you. If you have a chance to speak about the program, if you see someone in need. I remember I thought it was very heartwarming. I was on Facebook and I got a notification. I was like, what is this? One of our Kaufman graduates, I think Brownsville, and it was like, oh, we had this business who had no sales for one day, and they were just closing online. Because I mean, it is vulnerable to say, hey, I got no sales today. Like, what's going on? And I remember clearly this Kaufman graduate I posted at the bottom. Please reach out to Women in Cups, like they can help you out. So just that, like I said, if you see someone in need, if you see someone that needs that audience, if you need someone at their platform, please bring them with you. If you need someone that wants to take a coffee in the morning, please bring them with you. If you can, this Wednesday, there are 52 Wednesdays in a year that you can probably, around 52 weeks in the year that you can bring them. So if not this Wednesday, the next one, or the next one, or the next one. More than likely, one Wednesday will free up in your space. So that's what I think you guys can help us with.
Shop local, go to your local businesses, get to know them, flip it, and then usually at coffee shops, they try to talk to you while they make your coffee, and ask you about your day, ask them hey, how's your day, or how's your business, and then, after a while, maybe you're a regular there, invite them to one. Or if you only have one chance, invite them to that one chance. But build community, build rapport, talk to them, and then persuade them to come into one because but show up local, because if you show up local, the money stays in the community and grows the community. Nothing against franchises and big box stores. However, the growth of the money goes out of the community. So we can shop local, get to know your local business owners, your local entrepreneurs, and support them. That's a great way to interact and support this program.
I have two more questions.
Bueno, espérate. Deja que Omar,
Armando.
ya está bien hartos de nosotros.
Rápidamente, involúquense, pregúntenle a Daniel qué pueden hacer ese día de semana. Y otra cosa, yo soy un proponente muy grande de algo llamado Mindful Consumerism. Sepan lo que están comprando, Mindful Consumerism. Sepan lo que están comprando, hablen con los vendedores. Si van a First Friday o Farmers Market, esta gente no son productos o servicios, son gente real de historias. Sepan lo que están comprando, involúquense más. Y sepan la historia. O sea, creo que nadie puede atestiguar esto. Podemos poner cientos de dólares para que ustedes vean un anuncio en sus casas, pero es invaluable que tu tío, tu primo, tu amigo te diga, sabes que este restaurante está bueno, este café está bueno, este evento en el centro está muy padre, ven, chécalo. Eso es invaluable. Compartan la historia, involúquense con la comunidad y hablen con los negocios locales. Conozcan la historia.
Do we have one more question? Yes.
Don't know if you asked what was the funniest thing that happened. What about the hardest? What's been the hardest for you?
You want to go first, Daniel?
Para mí lo más difícil fue, o sea, un día que no estaba Daniel, no estaba Gray, que eran los organizadores. Entonces me tocó a mí pararme y ser la que tenía que presentar todo el programa. Y para mí eso fue lo más difícil. Si ustedes ven aquí en el edificio, yo platico con todo el mundo, yo no platico en todas partes, pero sí no me gusta tanto la idea de estar enfrente presentando o, pues sí, en general presentando. Entonces para mí eso fue lo más difícil, tenerme que parar y presentar lo que era momentos. Lo que sí a algún punto fue, lo que me tranquilizó fue saber que había estado en muchísimos momentos. Ya sabía lo que hacíamos, entonces fue lo que me tranquilizó, pero para mí sí fue el tenerme que parar enfrente y hablar en público.
I think for me, one was that I remember because when I took over, I think it was 3 sessions, or no, 2 sessions, or one goes. So, I mean, you hear it, you see it, you see the presentation. I remember the night before, I was in the shower rehearsing my lines. Women in Cups, the National Recognized Program that is brought with the government. The girl was just having my script just going and going. And then I step into the mic and just, everything disappears on me. And you're gonna catch me dead from reading from a PowerPoint. I'm not gonna read, like, my pride was like, I'm not gonna do this. How am I gonna pull it off? I have no clue, but I'm gonna do it. That was one. And then one other thing was, I remember there was a very rough storm. And I had one woman who comes with 2 entrepreneurs. And almost no one showed up. I know weather is a big thing for the attendance. So whenever I see clouds going, so for me, just seeing that and being like, these people donated their time, donated their effort, their gas to come here and to present. And when I think that's when the live stream really became real, that I was like, I need to do. So I do want you guys to know that we do care for the people that come in for their time, and we appreciate you guys' time and effort to come in with us. But for me, that was one of the hard things, just to know that there is a risk of no one coming and no one being heard. But we're fixing them. We're putting their stories out there. We're not just letting it happen again.
third time I was here at Women in Cups. After the presenters, one of the audience members, he was in the back. He felt very comfortable talking about one of my coworkers' body, like disrespectfully. It was just weird how quickly he felt with the confidence to talk about someone else's body in front of me, which she knows she was my colleague, and for no reason, like, it just came out of the blue. And that person is no longer part of the community. So you pointed out behaviors that are not fit for communities like this or fit for society in general. I think that was one of the hardest parts because it was just so out of the blue, and also because you have to confront someone that might be a potential client for your organization. Right? So yeah, just don't be afraid to stand up for what you believe, and that was not the only time it happened. It also happened by my personal views on politics. Someone just came and presented your views like right away, like hello, I'm not whatever, fill in the blank, right? Like right away. And it's hard to confront these people and keep it civil sometimes, right? On political views we can disagree, but when you're talking about like person and one of my colleagues, it's not that great. So yeah, just be the bigger person if you can, and make sure they're uncomfortable. Make sure they're uncomfortable as hell, so they don't come back. When it's appropriate.
En mi caso creo que fue la primera vez que me cansé de un speaker. Tienes que aprender a solucionar problemas. No fue mi culpa, no voy a quemar eso. Pero tienes que ver los recursos, tienes que proponer el evento, tienes que ser creativo en cómo manejas el tiempo, la disponibilidad del exponente. Creo que esa fue la más difícil. Y eso liga con otra cosa, que es la presión de lidiar con un evento. O sea, cuando la gente va a tu evento, taller, workshop, lo que sea, la gente te está dando de su tiempo, de su confianza. Tienes a un exponente que tú sabes lo que te costó traerlo y que tenga el tiempo disponible y el lugar que hayas conseguido. O sea, para no solo para Mónica, sino en general, lidiar con esa presión de querer dar por lo menos una experiencia de valor a la audiencia. Creo que eso siempre para mí pesa en mí. Lo disfrutas tanto en el evento y después, pero las cosas con las que pasaba ahí.
Tengo la última pregunta que quiero.
Sí.
Ya se olvidó. Ok, a mí nadie me preguntó, pero me acuerdo que una vez hicimos 1 Million Bucks en el lobby y estuvo como que parecía, fue con el estaba de poder, estamos.
De hecho, lo hicimos en Rayas hace unas semanas y me sentí un poquito me siento cerrado. Dije, me gusta el open space, perdónenme los boardings que se han pasado, pero me gusta mucho sentir de esto, de tener a todos a eye level, to make sure that everyone is living differently, comfortably. So. Pero así lo vamos a hacer en el logo si quieres.
También una vez hicimos los Oscars de 1 Million Bucks, Armando ganó.
You guys don't need me, just saying.
Eran unas premiaciones, fueron unas premiaciones, pero era más como, en parte reconocimos a los miembros que tenían como cosas chistosas, que llegaban siempre tarde, creo que ganó Julián. Era una forma de reconocer a la gente, su compromiso con el evento, la idea, la iniciativa, y reconocer a la gente que está activa en la comunidad de Twitch. Era muy casual. Pero fue la gente no sabía que iba a ser un premio que compramos el día anterior en la tienda de los chinos.
Que se nos ocurrió el día anterior.
Pero fue muy divertido el día de los chicos.
Que por cierto, gracias Julio Aranda por su café. Por cierto, Julio Aranda también from Two Straws. If you see him on there, please tell him to send him your way. Great collaborator. He's always, every time that I'm like, I don't have a coffee sponsor, he's like, okay, I'll go again. So yes, thank you so much for Julio Aranda. Thank you so much for Harmony Insurance, by the way. He's in the back. Great collaborator. He helps us with pretty much everything. Cada día que nos ocurre, que vamos narrando para que se ayude. Do we have any more questions? Ya están cansados nosotros. En mi defensa yo pensé que esto iba a durar como 20 minutos.
Yo le dije, eso no va a pasar.
Eso no va a pasar. Pero bueno, I do want to end this, like I said, on that. It is something. I did call it the 1MC family reading because, like I said, every time someone joins our community, either as a spectator, as a speaker, or as an organizer, you join a family. And I think the holidays is a perfect time to kind of go back and reflect on your family Women Union Clubs / community. So I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone's going to say their family, so. Okay, I'll start. First, I want to say I am grateful for the opportunity. Again, Women Union Clubs was a happy accident. Something that I never thought I was going to do, but that I am extremely proud of that I am able to do. I am grateful for every single person that has given me the trust of like, hey, I want you to present to this audience in this random place so we can get you some visibility. So every single person that didn't say, oh, it's crazy. So thank you for that. Thank you for every single community member that has come every single Wednesday or one Wednesday, and I'm so appreciative of that. And thank you so much for every corporate partner that just believed in the cause and say, hey, I want to put a little bit, I want to have my take on that. So in general, thank you guys for the people that I learned from, this amazing people that came before me that I still rely on, and thank you to you guys. So that's what I'm grateful for.
Ok, yo estoy agradecida obviamente pues por la comunidad que hemos formado aquí y también por todo el equipo que está detrás de Women Union Clubs que hace posible todo eso, todas las semanas, todos los miércoles de todo el año. Y pues...
I do not, I want to add one thing. Omar, can you raise your hand, please? Here's Omar. He is one of our student assistants with BCC. Every single graphic, every single video, every single reel, everything that we post, Omar's probably touched on. Omar take care of our last Omar host with the videos. This would not be possible with the team behind it. I do want to thank the rest of the team from ATC as well because, like I said, sometimes I'm scrambling and like, I don't know what to do, and this amazing collaborators are the ones that make this team powerful. So thank you guys for that.
Before going to university, I organized events since middle school maybe. And it was always like, hey, this is this huge thing happening, and then it's over, and then you do it again next year. So it was like a big break. I was always used to, maybe that's something that changed me. I was used to like, big event, break, you do it again. And this one's like, no. It's everyone's, I'm like, whoa. How come after these Wednesday I have to be planning for the next one, or we have to have something in advance, right? So that changed with me, and I'm very grateful that we have kept this going for 2 years, more than 2 years. You said February 2023, more than 2 years. We had this going, and you keep showing up, and new faces keep showing up, and same faces keep showing up. So I'm very grateful for you making this possible every single week.
Para esa comunidad, creo que la oportunidad, este lugar no es una comunidad, pero también la oportunidad. El venir aquí y saber lo que hace Steve Pérez, o lo que hace José Solís, o lo que hace su IDC local, o UCharge con ustedes, es de valor. Y uno nunca sabe lo valioso que es saber cosas hasta que las necesitas. Entonces, la habilidad de poder tener un lugar con tanta experiencia y recursos y disponibilidad para servicio de la comunidad es invalioso. No se da en todos los lugares, no se da en todas las ciudades. Esto es una bendición, si quieren verlo en este término. Y sí, creo que es la oportunidad que se cultiva en este lugar, por lo que estoy agradecido.
I want to make this longer, I promise you guys. I just want to say please give it up to these amazing people that accepted my invitation. It was a great conversation, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you. We have this inside joke that we start our mornings with good morning, Women Union Clubs community. So I'm going to force you guys to say that another bit before I clip. But before we go, I do want one more thing from you guys. Would you guys mind taking a picture with all of us? We would like to have a community photo. So you guys want to come this way and just take a picture together. So everyone come here.
Thank you.
And everybody will see you next Monday. There's very Women Union Clubs next Monday. Mande.
Que vengan a tu
muchas gracias.